Oh, that's good. Now for the thumbnail of the video, I'm talking too quickly this morning. I've just had my coffee, so I'm starting this day too good. Anyway, as you can see by the thumbnail of this video, today I'm going to try to explain to you the benefits of having the correct length bar stem, the degree, the offsets, and all those things on your bar stem. I'm going to try to do this as logical as possible, so it's something you guys can test at home and then go out and buy as close as possible to the right thing that you're going to need for your bike. This can be expensive, I do not argue with that, but if you can get yourself within millimeters of the right one from home before buying the new one or the next bar stem, because this is something that we really do experiment a lot with. I think we as the guys that are doing the setups, we as well, we're trying new ways to get the guys more comfy on the bike. But I think at home as well, there's a lot of guys at home trying to set up their own bikes, and that's what this whole series is about, getting you as comfortable as possible on your bike at home. And I'm going to try to get you guys as close as possible with all the tips that I've learned over the years, and maybe just showing you a few photos on how you can take a photo of yourself, and then the measurements you're going to use on that. And like I said, I'm going to try to do it as logical as possible. So let's get into this video then. That's good. Now, as you guys can see, we've got from very short to very, very long, and then we've got things for the offset like that, which is crazy for a bar stem to think how you can slam your bike with that. But all these things can make you so uncomfortable on the bike if you've got the wrong thing on there. Now, one of the things that I've learned over the years, and what some of the people and some of the mentors that I had actually taught me, is if you take something like this, let's say this is the body, or let's forget about the body at the moment. Let's say this is just a 90-degree angle that you've got here, and you're going to place it onto a level surface. Both of these points will have the same amount of pressure on it if these 2 points are weighing exactly the same. Now, most of the times that's the way it works on your bike as well. If you've got a 90-degree bend, let's say from your hands here to the shoulder to your hip bone, then you are very close to sitting. Well, this is most of the times on a road bike, but we can work to that on a mountain bike as well. I'll show you guys just how. Then you've got the same amount of weight spindling on both of those points, and you've got a big percentage of your weight over the middle. Now, once again, like I said, you won't be sitting like this on your bike, and there can be a few causes of hand pain, and there can be a few reasons why your bum is burning or going numb, etc. Now, we've looked at saddle height, we've looked at the different saddles there are that you can choose for your bike. Now, what we're going to try to do today is work on, if you've got pain on your hands, we're going to work on the 90-degree and where we're taking your body to. Now, if you've got too much weight on your hands, we will be able to lift you up a little bit, put a little bit more weight onto your bum, which will put obviously more pressure on your bum, but will take the pressure off your hands. If you've got so much pressure on your bum and you're sitting too upright, we're going to try to get you into a bit more, let's say, racing position, or a bit more aero position, or just bring your whole body forward a little bit, put a little bit more weight onto your hands and see if we can relieve the pressure on your bum. So let's get to this. I'm going to take a photo of me sitting on my bike. I'm going to move my body out of position so it looks like the body is too close to the handlebar, and then I'll take one exactly right, and then I'll take one where my handlebars are too far forward. Now, if you can feel that your handlebars are too far forward, then it's way too far forward. So if you've got something like this on there and you can feel that you're reaching, then you're way too stretched out. Now what we're going to do then is we're going to bring you in closer, but I'll show you guys with the photos how we're going to do that. Alright, so step one, if you've got an indoor trainer, put your bike onto that, get onto it, take your phone, put it up against something, and then take a photo of yourself. Make sure that you maybe pedal a bit and get yourself super comfortable on the bike so that you are sitting in exactly the right position. Step number two, if you've got a photo, I'm going to over exaggerate this, and you are stretched out on your bike, then you need to go a bit shorter. Now remember one thing, and this is one thing that we don't always think about. If you feel stretched out on your bike, obviously you are already stretched out and you're going into a plank position, so you are putting more strain on your body than that's necessary. But if your bar stem is at a negative degree or a negative angle, it can make you feel stretched out on your bike as well. So before jumping and saying I need a shorter stem, maybe take your stem, swap it around and see what difference that makes. If I take it like this, let's say you are stretched out or you feel stretched out, you're like that on your bike, and now you're bringing this whole thing up. See what's happening with your whole body, because your bum is obviously sitting still. Now this thing is stretched out, so you are bringing yourself into a better 90-degree angle, obviously by just turning around your stem. So that's the one thing that you can do. If you've done that and you still say, Ron, I still do feel stretched out on my bike, and you feel kind of comfy on your saddle, you do feel comfy on your saddle, but you still feel stretched out, then yes, go for something a bit shorter. Now what you can do is you can obviously see, listen, I am stretched out quite a lot on my bike, and then, now this is unfortunately where the expensive part will come in. Don't go for a 5mm or 10mm shorter, go for something that's about 2 centimeters, 20mm shorter than what you have if you feel stretched out. Like I said, if you feel stretched out, you are way overstretched on your bike. So go for something that's about, let's say, 15mm shorter. And yes, you get that a lot shorter. I mean, you've got something like that, and then there's something like that. And I mean, let's turn around. That's almost 2 centimeters shorter. So there is something that you can play around with. Now remember, this can only make a big difference if the bike frame size is correct. Now if you've got something that's like an 80mm stem on your bike and you feel stretched out, it might be that your fore and aft of your seat is wrong. It can be that, but it can be that your bike is too big as well. So make sure that when buying a bike, you're buying the right size. And I'll make a video on that as well. Step number 2. If you're sitting on your bike and you're looking like a potato squeezed up all together, once again, if your bar stem is like that, see if you can maybe swap it to a negative degree, and maybe that'll help to get you into a bit more of a 90-degree angle on your bike and pedaling correct. Now you guys saw on the video that I made, or the quick photos that I put in there, if you've got a 90-degree angle on your bike, the equal amount of pressure will be on your hands and your bum. Not literally equal amount, but the correct pressure for your hands and the correct pressure for your bum will be there. And then obviously if you're 90 degree setup, you can see that you're 90 degree setup on your bike, but there's still too much pressure on your hands. You can still swap the bar stem around and just see if that can relieve some of the pressure on your hands. Now remember, hands are actually one of the biggest things that I struggle with, me personally, and when doing setups. It can be that someone is grabbing their bars too tightly and squeezing the blood out of their hands. So remember, that's a problem. The thickness of grips, the foams, the rubber grips. So remember, there's something that when you've done a setup and you've done it professionally, you're on your 90 degrees, everything is sorted, everything's perfect on the bike. It can be that the grips or the way you grab your handlebars are not right. So maybe Get your shoulders a bit relaxed, your elbows relaxed. Don't grab the handlebars that tight, and it should help for your hands as well. So that's the easiest way I can put this to you guys for finding the correct bar stem length. Now the next video I'm going to make is on your handlebar width, and then obviously I'm going to just do a quick review on the setup of your bike, and then you should be more or less comfy on your bike. If you guys really want to know more, do drop me a comment down below, or make a video especially on what you guys ask, or if you're struggling with something, I'll make a video on that, and we can get you guys set up on your bike, super comfy, and then we're going to start with the training. So yeah, guys, be strong, stay safe, and just some motivation real quick. At these times we know that nothing is permanent, and I think it's one of the biggest things I'm struggling with at the moment, is trying to find something that can give me that bit of comfort, or that bit of that rigidity that you need in life. But at the moment nothing is permanent. So I want to encourage you guys, hold on to what you have, and cherish what you've got, and never say never. Enjoy.